Welcome back to Blind Reading with Hungry Harmony. Today's read, Bride of Discord, Chapter 16, The Emptiness. Fluttershy had not left her cottage for 3 days. After returning home, the first thing she did was collapse on her bed and in the morning went shopping for food. Since then she had not moved. Her friends would swing by, try to cheer her up, and convince her to go out. But none of them succeeded. Pinkie Pie even threw a welcome home party, but that only brought her tears? But that only brought her to tears. Finally, she emerged from her cottage, but only went as far as her yard. It was mostly empty since she had let most of her critters go, and the flowers were almost dead from lack of water. Oh dear. As she watered them, she did not notice she was being watched. Wait, what now? Her cottage was on the very edge of the Everfree forest, and she made an effort not to look at it. Perched on one of the trees was the very Draconicus she was trying to forget. He had done nothing but watch her for the past few days when he was not sulking. It had all been through the mirror until now. It ached to see her, and up close was even worse. Why did he torture himself then? He could not stay away from her. Wait a minute, this was not in the audio drama. This was whoa, wait, so Discord was still watching Fluttershy? And this is while he's not sulking? Oh my gosh. I mean, I feel like that's stalking, but whoa. Now that's new and interesting. That is not in the audio drama. Whoa. Oh my. He wished he could do more than just worship her from afar. Well, he wanted to take her in his arms and apologize for everything and tell her how much he loved her. Oh, that's so sweet! That he would hold her close to his heart with no intention of ever letting go. But he had already done enough. Fluttershy! At the sound of Twilight Sparkle's voice, Discord vanished from his hiding place. Okay. The Algorn approached her Pegasus friend carrying a bag of books. Nice to see that you're out and about, she said with a smile. I brought some books back. I brought some books that might cheer you up. Thanks, Fluttershy muttered, but I don't think reading's going to make me feel better. Well, you have to do something. Maybe what you need is a break, to get your mind off. She did not dare say it. She did not dare say it. Anyway, I'm returning to Canterlot tomorrow. You want to come along? She did not take time to think about it and nodded. Okay. The next day, Twilight, Fluttershy, and their 4 friends were on a train to Canterlot. The others had decided to come as well for Fluttershy's sake, though it took a while for Rainbow Dash to convince Spitfire into letting her have a vacation. Since she had started going out with Soren, Spitfire had been a little edgy with her. Oh dear. Spike had to stay in Ponyville and mind the library. Oh, and the Golden Oaks Library is still there! Each mare tried to engage Fluttershy into a conversation, but she hardly spoke a word. And then he said, I'm just a little horse! Rainbow burst out laughing. I don't get it, Pinkie said. Well, if you heard Soren tell it, you think it was funny. Rarity rolled her eyes. I've heard of love being blind, but deaf? I'm not in love with Soren. We hadn't even been going out that long. Fluttershy let out a whimper that only Applejack had heard because she was in the bunk next to her. She patted the yellow Pegasus on the back. Hang on, sugar, she murmured. We're almost there. Celestia greeted the group at the castle and surprised Fluttershy with a hug. Oh, Celestia, give Fluttershy a hug! I want to see that. That is precious. Hugs are just the most precious things ever. I never had a chance to thank you, the princess explained. What you did was very brave. She did not need to ask what she was referring to. Makes sense. Fluttershy remained in her room until dinner, though she could barely eat. As she fiddled with her fork, she thought of her many meal times with Discord. He would always give her what she asked, or surprise her with her favorites. She remembered one time when he made the candles dance and the gravy boat come to life. Those little harmless tricks would make her giggle. Somehow, he always managed to put a smile on her face. Her lack of appetite did not go unnoticed. Well, makes sense. Are you alright, my dear? Celestia inquired. Fluttershy winced as she was used to hearing that question from someone else. I'm just not hungry, that's all. Maybe you should get some rest, Applejack suggested, noting dark circles under her eyes. This is just like when she was having nightmares with Discord, and now she is almost the same way without Discord. I just love how that's like ironic in a way, or like the opposite, but it's still the same problem. All she did was nod as she excused herself from the table. She's been like this ever since she came back, Twilight explained to the princesses. I do not believe you have fully explained how she managed to return, Luna said. Well, he let her go, the Princess of the Night widened her eyes. Pardon? That's what happened. He just let her go. But why? Twilight shrugged. She won't talk about what happened, and we're afraid to ask. Applejack slammed down her fork. Y'all don't get it, do ya? Aw, the Southern ponies then stomped out of the room. Aw, poor AJ. 2 hours later, Fluttershy lay wide awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. Although she was tired to the bone, she could not sleep. She had gotten used to Discord coming in to say goodnight and then playing her lullaby for her. About a week ago, he had surprised her with a kiss on the forehead. Her mind then wandered to their last night together when he had kissed her for real. His lips had felt so cool and gentle against hers. She would never admit this aloud, but that had been the best moment of her life. Really? 'Cause the way I was reading it when she kissed Discord, or she was the one who moved in. Really? I said in my last time when that happened, it felt like it was forced, or just Fluttershy was just, hey, I'm never gonna see anyone again, so why not? It was almost like a guilt kind of trip, or in a way being used as a puppet, or just like, I don't know. It was just really weird. Like the way Fluttershy responded to Discord just didn't seem. It seemed off. It seemed very, very off, and Fluttershy didn't seem to want to do it. But looks like here it was the best moment of her life. So I'm still confused, but maybe you guys understand. I don't know. It's really interesting. Despite what he had tried to do to her, she wanted him here. She wanted to feel his arms around her, to be secure in his embrace. She wanted to hear his voice whispering in her ear, comforting her. She missed him. Oh, interesting. It's only been 3 days? I feel like you'd probably need... No, seriously, I feel like Fluttershy to miss... I don't know, this is weird. I'm going off again, but I feel like if you miss someone, I think it would maybe take 2 weeks. Because, okay, I'm comparing this to my experience when I'm in the States, I was homesick a lot. Like Fluttershy, she missed her friends, she missed her home, she missed her daily life with the animals. Like, that was what she missed the most, and she was terrible almost at Discord because, well, she was suffering, she was crying the first 2 weeks and this and that. And of course things got better, but still, like, that experience of missing her friends, her home, that's what I was missing in Hungary. I was missing my friends, I was missing my home, my family, everything. And then I remember when coming back to Hungary, I was so happy. And I did make friends in America, but I was so happy to be back. I just like, yes, family, friends, food, my home, my own bed. I just loved it. And then probably when I started missing my friends was probably 2 weeks later, because I thought, oh, now I wish they were here with me, experiencing my love for my home. And I mean, I didn't say like, oh, then I started thinking about them 2 weeks later. No, that's when I probably started to miss them so much, because I was so occupied being at home and just loving my home and just missing everyone, seeing everyone. And then I missed my friends in America, and I wished I could have brought them with me. So in a way, I feel like 3 days maybe is not enough, but everyone is different. So maybe Fluttershy just really missed him after, just even during those 3 days, or after she left. I don't know. Or maybe she was just worried about Discord this whole time. It's hard. I don't know. But I feel like the normal process of missing something and you're finally home and you're happy with everything, I just feel like it should have been more time. But doesn't matter. It's still a good story, and I'm just confused as usual. Okay, continuing. Sorry. Discord was not getting any sleep either. Poor guy! He tossed and turned on the ceiling all night, but he could not rest. He was thinking of Fluttershy, betting that she was sleeping much more peacefully now that she no longer had him to fear. It took all his cognitive power not to check in on her. He had been trying to distance himself for the past few days, but the longing to see her, to hold her in his arms, still lingered. He jumped out of bed and flew slowly to Fluttershy's room. Wait, what? Oh, the room at the castle. I freaked out for a second. I'm like, what? He had not touched it since she had left. He considered turning it into a bowling alley or swimming pool, anything to erase any trace of her being there, but how could he? He approached the bed where he had once slept. He could see her lying there on her side, her chest rising up and down ever so slightly. He reached out to touch her, only to realize it was a mirage. He took the sheets in his hands and pressed them to his face, inhaling her sweet flowery scent. At that moment, he broke into tears. I'm sorry, Fluttershy. I'm so sorry. At least he's realizing it. I'm just happy he's finally realizing it. The next thing Fluttershy knew, she was standing in the garden Discord had given her. She did not remember how she had gotten there, but she immediately began searching the Draconicus out. Discord! She called. Discord, are you here? She heard a moan in the distance. She ran towards the sound, but it seemed further away with every step she took. Then she saw a broken figure lying on its side, and she got closer, and okay, this is the dream. Okay, this is the dream. I thought that was freaky. I'm like, wait a second. It's like, is there like a lying dead animal there? I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is the dream. This is the dream. Oh, but I know if I read this first and not the audio drama, I would have probably figured it out. I would not have figured it out that it was a dream. Probably not until like probably at the end when Luna shows up. But still, I remember this. I'm like, oh, it's a dream. Okay, it's all good. Like, we'll see what happens. Discord, what's happened to you? The weak Draconicus rolled over and smiled at the sight of her. Ah, Fluttershy. Now that I've seen you again, I can die peacefully. Sorry, I can't take it seriously. Since I know it's a dream, I can't take it seriously. I can't, but I love how this is a Beauty and the Beast reference when Beast is dying. This is beautiful. What? No! You can't die! You're immortal! Everything must die eventually, my dear. But how? I don't understand. He reached out and touched her face. Trust me. It's better this way. No! It can't end like this! Discord! She continued calling his name as he faded into nothing. Suddenly, this reminds me of the snap. It's just like, everyone's turning into dust. Everyone's disappearing. Ah! Thanos! Suddenly another familiar figure appeared in front of her. She looked up to meet the eyes of Princess Luna. Do not fret, child, she spoke softly. Discord is still quite alive. Princess Luna? But I saw him... Wait. Am I dreaming? Indeed you are. Oh, thank goodness. I thought... What are you doing here, child? Fluttershy blinked. Well, what do you mean? Let me rephrase that. Why are you here and not with Discord? Beg pardon, Your Highness, but did you not hear? He let me go. But why did you go? Because, well, he didn't want me and... Luna scoffed. Didn't want you. I beg to differ. I saw you two in the forest. Fluttershy froze. Luna scoffed. Didn't want to. I beg to differ. I saw you two in the forest. Fluttershy froze. You saw me kiss him? No, I saw you dancing. He kissed you? The Pegasus shrunk in embarrassment. I just once. I was like, I remember him reacting to that first time. I was like, Fluttershy, why would you even say that? I mean, why were you concerned if, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I felt like that was totally out of nowhere kind of question. Like, why would, okay. Like, do you want her opinion on it? Or why, Fluttershy? Okay. The biggest shrunk in embarrassment. Just once. My point is that in all the years that I have known Discord, I have never seen him look at any point the way he looked at you. It is clear that he cares for you, and that you are happy. So, what happened? I said some things I didn't mean, and he got mad, and, well... She could not go on. Luna pondered. It seems to me like he was simply hurt, but only because of his affections for you. How can you be sure that's what it was? Why else would he let you go? Fluttershy was about to answer when the image rippled, indicating that she was waking up. Listen to your heart, child, Luna called as she flew out of the dream. She sat up in bed and sighed. Oh, what am I going to do? Discord was in the garden, sitting by a pond, staring at his reflection. Oh, yes! What are you sulking about? His image inquired. You don't need that pony. You got along fine without her before. I did not know her before, Discord grumbled. Doesn't matter, you're better off. Then why do I feel so empty? Because you gave up your control of Equestria. A very stupid thing to do, by the way. Maybe the ponies are so in shock that they're vulnerable enough for attack. He sighed. What's the point? None of it matters. His reflection was confused. None of it matters? You're the Lord of Chaos! For crying out loud! You have powers beyond comprehension! You're saying none of that matters? None of it. He conjured a rose to sniff. Not since... The image rolled its eyes. Well, fine. If you want the girl so bad, why did you let her go in the first place? Because... He gazed up at the starry sky. I love her. So steal her back. I don't care. Just quit your moping. I love how he's talking to himself. I can't do that. Did you see the way she looked at me? She'll never see me as anything but a monster. He splashed the water, causing his reflection to ripple. He then buried his face in his hands and sobbed. Poor Discord. He's sad. Sadness. When Fluttershy came down to the kitchen, she found Applejack preparing a plate of sandwiches. Well, ain't this deja vu, the cowgirl said when she noticed her friend. I'm guessing you're down here for the same reason. Huh? Fluttershy questioned, tilting her head. Last time we were down here, you had a dream about Discord. Well, yes. But why are you here? Couldn't sleep, Applejack said, handing her a sandwich. I've been worrying about you, Sugar Cube. You don't eat, you don't sleep, you hardly speak. I'm just recovering from, well, you know, that's all. I think it's a little more than that. What do you mean? I'll explain later. First, tell me about your dream. She told Applejack every last detail, including the part where Luna had appeared. Applejack nodded as she listened. So, this garden. I saw it while we were at the castle. You saying Discord made that for you? Yes, Fluttershy muttered, fiddling with her still uneaten sandwich. Emphasis on how to say that word. Still. Huh? That would explain where your careers went off to. And you told the princess that you and Discord kissed? She hung her head. I'm not trying to pressure you, Sugar. You were with him for a while. You were with him for a whole month. I just want to know what happened. I promise I won't bring up any of it with the others. She sighed. I was terrified at first. I explained to him I wanted to fall in love before I got married, just to stall for time. Then he started asking me if I loved him. Well, then we sort of got to know one another, and he became so kind and gentle and respected my space. Whenever I saw him, I could not help but smile. I miss him. I know I really shouldn't after the party. Oh, but he was so upset. I think that was mostly your fault, hon. I'm the one who put you on the spot and asked if you loved him. I'm really sorry for that. It's just, you have all the symptoms, even now. Blushing, lack of appetite, and sleep. Maybe it's not what you think, Fluttershy snapped. But it's exactly what I think. How do you know? Because that's how I felt after the Timberwolf incident. Oh, that's a different line. Whoa. Applejack said in the audio drama, because that's how I felt after Spike saved me from the Timberwolves. Interesting. I think that was a line, but I love it. Okay, different. I love it. They both grew silent. Then Fluttershy dropped her sandwich and looked away. I don't know, Applejack. I miss him, but I don't know if I... Applejack laid a hoof on her shoulder. Hey, I was in denial too. It took me a while before I realized my feelings. What do you expect me to do? Go back to him? I expect you to follow Princess Luna's advice and do what your heart tells you. You saw what happened? What if he becomes possessive over me again? What if I'm wrong? What if our friendship was all a trick? What if it's just some game to him? You know what they say, Cube. If you love something, set him free. Boom! I love this line. Fluttershy lifted her head in realization. But he did set me free. She spun to face her friend. Oh, Applejack, can't you see? He loves me. He didn't want me unhappy, so he let me go. Oh, he must be so lonely right now. What if my dream comes true? Oh, Applejack, I have to see him. I need to make this right. Look, I said listen to your heart, but if you decide to go back, don't just do it for Discord. Do it for yourself. Well, this is different. Love is just as selfish as it is selfless. Are you going back because he wants you, or you want him? Or maybe it's not different. Maybe I just forgot. It could be. Both! Oh, I can't deny it anymore. I love him. Despite it all, I love him. You hear me? I love him. I remember this in the auto drama and I was like, ah! I remember where it was I remember where I was and what time it was. I think it was midnight. I'm not joking. I was sleeping, or I was in my bed. It was all dark and I was watching this and I squealed so hard, and I was at my sister's place. So it was like, ah! And I couldn't scream, but I was like, ah! It was the best thing ever. Oh my gosh, yes. The things you remember and where you were and what time, and just, it's so fun. Oh, those are memorable moments. Thank you, Bride of Discord, for having that be a great memorable moment. Especially episode 10. Woohoo, I loved it. She heard a gasp behind her, and Fluttershy turned to see Pinkie Pie, Twilight, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity standing in the doorway, their mouths dropped open, or they dropped open, I don't know. How long have you been standing there? Fluttershy stammered. Neither of them said anything for a while until Pinkie suddenly burst into excitement. Oh my gosh, Fluttershy's in love! And he loves you too! That is so romantic! You know what this calls for? No! We're totally crying in unison. I love that. I love that. You mean you're not mad? Fluttershy asked in wonder. Sweetie, we don't know what you think. Sweetie, we don't know what to think. Rarity explained. We saw you've been miserable for the past few days. Now we know why. All we don't understand is how. How could you have fallen in love with that Jaconaquis? She faced her friends defiantly. I know it's hard for you to understand. I find it hard to understand as well. And I don't expect you to ever understand. But Discord is not as evil as you think. He might have been before, but he's changed. Even if you're right, Rainbow said slowly. How do you know he really cares for you? He let me go. What if he just felt guilty or something? Not to be judgmental or anything, but it's a possibility. We just don't want you to get hurt, Rarity added. I don't need your approval. Okay, Fluttershy declared. I'm going back to Discord whether you like it or not. We don't like it, Twilight confirmed. We cannot stand to see you in the clutches of a monster. But if he really has changed like you said, he has, believe me. But we cannot let you go out in the Everfree Forest alone, and into the home of an unpredictable Draconaquis. Fluttershy hung her head again. Which is why we're coming with you. Her ears perked up. You are? We are? Rainbow. She grabbed at his Applejack, poked her in the ribs. Ow! You bet your sweet shoes we are, the cowgirl explained. Oh, this is gonna be fun, Pinkie said, jumping for joy. Rainbow Dash sighed. Oh, what the heck? Somebody's gotta protect you. We may not understand your feelings for Discord, Twilight explained. But who are we to stand in the way of you doing what you think is right? Fluttershy smiled at her friends. Thanks, girls. Hold on, Rarity commanded. You're about to make a declaration of true love. You need to look stunning. Oh my gosh, Rarity! That was not in the audio drama, or if it was, I completely forgot, but I do not remember that scene, but oh my gosh. Yes, I love this. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. This just brought back all the memories of episode 10 of Bride and Discord, and I remember saving it and listening to. That was probably the audio drama episode I listened the most ever. Because I just love the confession, and oh my gosh. But it's interesting how it's different that Discord was watching over Fluttershy, and that was not really said or maybe explained in the audio drama, which kind of makes sense. I had to move along the story, so, I think it was a not bad decision to, get that out, because it wasn't really that important. But it was some kind of detailed context that was kind of good to know about Discord, that he missed Fluttershy so much that he would just hang out at the edge of the Everfree Forest watching over her just to know if she's okay. So, interesting. It is very interesting. And wow, reading it is very different than watching it. So, well, stay tuned for chapter 17. There's 2 more chapters left, guys. I can't wait to finish. Well, thank you guys for listening. Hungry Harmony, out. Friendship is forever.